Hello, everyone. Thank you to the organizers and Concerted Action EPBD to invite EBC, and thanks also to Roman and Amandine also to support the Concerted Action. I think it is a very important topic, and I think it is very important what you do. As we have seen, the EPBD is going through its political process. It was voted now, the revision was voted now in the Parliament, and now the Council will have a position, then we will start our negotiations, and I think it is important that we ensure that what is in the revision of the EPBD then becomes reality. It doesn't stay only in a legal text. I welcome this opportunity because this is really what the EPBD is and what the revision of the EPBD will be in practice in order to apply it. And it can only go through good skills in the energy efficiency sector. I will go through my presentation just to say who we are. We are the confederation that represents small and medium enterprise in the construction sector and craftsmen. And as Koen was saying, we have a member across Europe. Mainly we have national associations. Maybe for you, I don't know, in Italy we have CNA and Confartigianato, and I don't know, like in the Netherlands we have AFNL, in France we have CAPEB, just to give you a bit the dimension of what we are talking about. A small overview of what is why the construction sector is important for the European economy. We talk about the 9% of the GDP of the European Union, 3 million enterprises in the sector, and 18 million workers. What I would stress is this one, that how the construction sector is composed. We have 92% of construction enterprises that are composed, that have less than 10 employees, and 99.9% less than 250. And we use the number 250 because in the European definition, a small and medium enterprise is an enterprise that has less than 250 employees. It means that if we want to reach energy efficiency in the construction sector, either we do it with the small and medium enterprise or we don't do it. But what are the issues? First of all, as a general overview in the construction sector for the labor. First of all, we are lacking qualified labor, and this is due to different reasons. Financial crisis and economic downturn. The sector is still, I think, in France after the beginning of the financial crisis. I think this year is the first year that you have an increase compared to the year before. But still, we are quite far from reaching the levels pre-crisis, the economic levels that we had before the crisis. We have an aging workforce, and I think you can see it clearly here, where it says that 8% are younger than 25 in the construction sector. The workforce is aging, and we are not really attracting new young workers, women in the sector, and that's why there is a big focus on our side and on the side of the European institutions to fight against this phenomenon and face this challenge. There is a stigma that is associated to manual trades. They are dirty, they are low paid, it's an old sector, it's a conservative sector, and I think it doesn't take into this image that it's not totally true. It could have some issue that we can discuss about, but the sector is changing, and that's why we are having today this seminar, because new challenges are upcoming in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of IT. I don't know if you have heard about, I'm sure you heard about the building information modeling. We are having a big event tomorrow in SMAU, at SMAU in Milan about this. The sector is changing. There is considering this fact, there is an expected employment increase. I checked 2 days ago the employment increase until 2025 was 4%. It went a bit down according to CEDEFOP, but still we are. There is a need for more employees, but we don't have the employees, and we don't have the skilled employees that we will need, especially considering the forecast for the future. This is the latest in terms of future employment needs in the construction sector. And you can see, and I think it is a bit striking, the fact that of course not the highest percent, but a good percent in terms of educational level. We're talking about high educational level of construction employees that are needed until 2025. This was the general review of what is going on in the labor sector, for the labor in the construction sector. And now we go to what is going on in energy efficiency. Of course, energy efficiency, it is fundamental in our sector. We need to reach the goals set at the European level, but also the international level with COP21. But where we stand, the energy used in the building sector is responsible for about 40% of the final energy consumption in the EU. And the 70% of what is already built, of the existing building stock, is considered energy inefficient. And for this reason, we need to change things, and we welcome the revision proposed by the Commission of the EPBD, because it gives, it puts this principle of energy efficiency first into practice. Of course, we are still in negotiation in terms, because we need to set the targets, but we also need to ensure that small and medium enterprise can reach these targets, and how to do that. Okay, 57% of the construction turnover is made in the renovation of existing buildings, and the current EU build stock, 70% is residential. This is a bit the cake that shows that. The energy renovation sector, the turnover in 2015, that are the latest data available, I don't know if you have any new, but it's 109 billion, and the 15% of the total turnover of EU construction business is in the energy renovation sector, and creates a lot of jobs, almost 1 million in 2015. These are some data on how much you need to invest and how many jobs you are creating. You see that 8.1 jobs are created in the construction per 1 million invested. Then, what we need with this current situation, and with the need to change buildings that need to become energy efficient, the existing one and the new ones, where we stand in terms of skills. We need, of course, we need people, we need employees that have high level of educations, because we need to, the cement production process has to reduce the high level of CO2. We need construction workers that understand the materials and the technologies that are linked to energy efficiency, and we need specialists in the field. The EPBD gave already a good start, and the revision of the EPBD with the more ambitious targets that there are will create new jobs for energy auditors, the certifiers, the inspectors of the heating system, of the conditioning system, and the renewable technology installers. As the project and initiative Build Up Skills says, by 2020, more than 3 million workers in Europe will require training on energy efficiency or renewable energy sources. And there's a lot. But what are the issues? The training schemes are not always up to the task. There is a lack of coordination between enterprises, lack of coordination in the construction chain, and a low financial support. We need to face the reality that in the construction sector, as I was saying, 92% of the enterprises have less than 10 employees. And I think you can imagine how difficult it is to face this challenge when you have other issues that you have to deal every day, where you don't have experts in the field and so on. What are our proposals? First of all, understanding the value chain, in the sense that we need to put in real networks the manufacturers and the installers. As the previous speaker said, it is not useful to have a super efficient, energy efficient building if then the installation is not made in the right way and you have leaks in the building. And that's why we need that the manufacturers of the products and the installers need to have a continuous dialogue to ensure that the products is then assembled, installed in the right way. And this is, for example, just to make an example, this is something that we do a lot in the association that we are part of, that is called Small Business Standards, where we have experts and members that come from both worlds, that comes from the manufacturers and they come from the installer, from the craftsmen that then need to use the products, and the builders in general. We need to tackle the challenges and stay competitive. If you have a small enterprise, maybe you are not able to compete. If you have a very small enterprise, maybe you don't have the possibility to compete in the energy efficiency market. Also, when it comes to public procurement, in our sector, we are talking a lot about the criteria that you need to respect in terms of environment and energy efficiency when applying for public procurement. And of course, if you face the competition of a super big enterprise that has specific persons that are dedicated to this, of course, you don't have many possibilities to win the tender and then awarded and then get the award. But if you group, and if especially at the national level, you have the possibility to give platforms to more enterprise to get together and go to the and apply together for the tenders, have specialists. I'm almost there, and have that, maybe the result will be better. We are also strongly advocating for earmarking part of the Juncker plan, that is the big investment plan for Europe, for the energy efficiency market, and then we are still the political process is not over there. Update the training by supporting new forms of trainings and qualification, and improve the ones that are already existing, but also allowing some flexibility in the sense of strengthening the also not only the formal training schemes, but also the informal ones that, if valid, need to be considered as the formal training schemes. And we need a strong financial framework, of course. And of course, I look at the Commission in this sense. Our request was always to earmark part of the European Social Fund for the upskilling of blue-collar workers in the construction sector, especially in the sector of energy efficiency. the construction sector, as I was saying, it is not very attractive for the workers, but we need to pass the image that the things, because it is true that the things are changing, that we can build a new generation of construction SMEs that are in green skills, that are in energy efficiency skills, that are in the IT world, and only by doing that we can improve also the attractiveness of the sector. Thank you very much, and these are my details.